Hi everyone, this is Val from Barlow Craft Studio, and I've got a little process video for you today. I want to show you how I've aged these papers. This is actually a little digital kit, a freebie, over in my Ko-fi shop, which I will put the link to that down below when this video is finished processing. So the digital kit actually contains 12 different invoices sheets, the full-size ones, and one which is these 4 little ones. There's also a couple of the background papers, such as this, to put on the back. So they look quite good in their own right, but I wanted them to have not just look authentic, I want them to feel authentic. I want them to crinkle like aged paper does. So that's why I've come up with this process of doing it. Now, I have tried tea dyeing the paper before I print, and all that's happened with that theory is sometime picking bits of paper from between the rollers in my printer. It doesn't like them, it has a real hissy fit, chomps them up. I've tried printing them and then tea dyeing them, but unfortunately the ink runs from my printer and it just makes a mess. So I've come up with this system which I'm going to show you today. So when I print them out, they come out of the printer like this. This is just on, these ones are just on 80 GSM, which is normal copy paper. And I printed the invoice on one side and then put some of the tea stain look on the back. It's also provided in that digital kit. So these mightn't be exactly the same ones as the ones in the digital kit, because there were more than 12 and I just picked out the ones I thought would be a nice mixture for you to have. So that's what they look like. So of course the next thing I'm going to do after I've printed this side and then that side is I've trimmed off the white around the outside, and we end up with them looking like these ones here. So yeah, just printed them off there. So these would look quite good in a journal just as they are really, you know, they would look quite good in a journal, just like that. Yep, so that was quite good. But I wanted the age, I want it to sound authentic as well as have a nice look. So yeah, obviously if I was using them without doing this aging process, I would ink around the edges first. But because I'm going to do this process, this aging process, I'll ink last after I've done that. So all I do for this, I have a couple of tea towels here. These are my use only for crafting, and when I'm tea dyeing and stuff like that, I have a range of old tea towels I use for it. So we just start with this and put them down on a dry tea towel, although that one could be damp as well, but I like to control the amount of moisture I'm putting on. And then this one is just a wet tea towel, quite wet, right? So just make them as wet as you can without, you know, it's not dripping wet, but it's quite damp. You want the paper to get dampened, something like that. I've already had to go at one of these before. Didn't quite have enough water, so slightly crinkly, but not what I'm looking for. So yeah, so we just do that with them. Now in an ideal world I have somewhere to lay these all out flat, but I'm stacking them one on top of each other for now, simply because I don't have room here in my craft area. So that's all I'm doing, right? Simple. And if you wanted to, you could do some on the back as well, but you see you get some of that look from the other side come through just with this simple process. So what I'm doing here is just making a stack of these. I'm not even doing a vintage journal at the moment. I'm working on, I think I'm working on one called French Provincial, so that's going to be very pretty. It's coming soon. And yeah, so these will just go in my stockpile of, you know, things that are already waiting to be put into a journal. And this one I just wanted to try how it looks, just instead of even doing any tea dyeing, because it's a messy process, isn't it? You know, whole kitchen looks like a bomb hit it after I do that. And I don't like to do it outside. The wind's always blowing stuff away, so I just thought, well, you know, this could even work just to give your tea dye look a little bit of authentic crinkle and crunch. So that's the plan. So I'll go through and finish all of those and then leave them to dry so they're nice and crinkly. And you know, really, if they don't turn out crinkly enough for you, just have another go on them with perhaps a little bit more water in the mix, and just get them nice and damp. And after you've done all of those and let them dry for a while, simply, you know, do the inking around the edges, and they'll look beautifully authentic vintage invoices like these ones over here that I showed you. So I hope you've enjoyed watching that little process video of mine, and do pop over and grab this little freebie. Thank you so much for looking. Bye now.